Productions is Kel.
And I am the man in the big blue hat.
It's green as shit, not.
Yeah.
So, Electronic Arts. Their conference just ended a few minutes ago. We tried filming our reaction to it, but only filmed about half of it. We'll try harder next time for Bethesda's conference. We're sorry. You don't care. Nobody's watching this fucking channel.
The racist bits will be edited back in. Don't you worry.
Okay, so Electronic Arts. They have had a serious history of underwhelming me, disappointing me, and spending way too much time on pointless shit that nobody cares about. Like Minions mobile games, and of course, fucking Pele. Fucking Pele!
Yes!
Fucking Pele!
What's a football?
What the fuck is a Pele? So, this year wasn't necessarily bad, it was just inoffensive and boring, really. So, yeah, Titanfall 2, they're adding single player, that's fun. I didn't really play too much of Titanfall 1, you did, so what do you think about it?
Well, I played Titanfall 1 a decent amount. I got pretty good at it, which is surprising for me with first-person shooters. I knew that it had a single-player campaign that functioned as a tutorial, which I never bothered to play it. I just started to play Titanfall so I could get good at playing Titanfall and not bother with a garbage excuse for a story, which is frankly insulting to anybody who tries to have a story mode. That was just this year, unfortunately, for these types of just no single player. It was the start of the Evolve movement, which hopefully has ended a little bit, hopefully. Anyways, but Titanfall 2 looked okay. It's EA spitting particle effects, so yeah, I won't buy it. But then again, it's not for me, so
yeah. So then again, the fucking deluge of sports games.
That's what EA's moneymaker right
there. They spent way too much time talking about Madden and the fucking Madden Bowl and pro shit, and some guy some fucking chubby guy, I don't remember what his nickname was, but he looked like the kind of guy who Weird Al Yankovic wrote Inactive about. He just, oh my, I don't fucking care. Nobody fucking cares about sports games who's actively watching E3 press conferences. And then they spend too much time on FIFA, and they bring out some fucking soccer manager, Jesus Christ.
EA Football Manager 2010.
Oh my god. Nobody cares.
People in
Jesus Christ. Oh
People
my
in
god.
Europe care. People in Europe who don't buy Madden, they buy FIFA.
Oh my god.
Well, Battlefield 1.
Yeah, so then Mass Effect Andromeda, I don't really know too much about it. I don't fucking care. You go.
Well, Mass Effect Andromeda didn't show off. I don't remember if they showed the little in-engine footage sticker at the bottom of the screen. Frankly, the best I can hope for with Mass Effect Andromeda is they marry the very extensive exploration options of Mass Effect 1, which allow you to go onto planets and try to find Shifty Cow, and the very well done combat of Mass Effect 2 and 3. I thought it was a lot better gameplay-wise Mass Effect 1. They just sliced out all the exploring bits. I also hope that the vehicle that you have doesn't feel like you're actually playing Moon Patrol. It just makes you feel like it's an homage to Moon Patrol.
Yeah.
Moon Patrol had a weird, wonky controlling boogie in it. Yeah, good old Moon Patrol.
So then, we're going in no particular order. This is just what I fucking remember. They showed off this game called Fee, which this was their unravel moment this year. This was their indie guy from Europe that they bring in, and he's kind of nervous, and he shows off this really fucking artsy game that
looks
a lot
like he
of
got
people
stopped at the airport.
Yeah, but Fee actually looks really good. It looks like it's a platformer, basically. It's an action platformer type game, and I love those types of games, so the art style looks really good, and I want to plushie the main character. Yeah. There's that. What'd you think of it?
Well, I don't know. I liked Atomic Number 23. I thought it was pretty decent looking, despite everything not being made of iron. Which means the title is a lie. I will never let this go, frankly. Never will I let it go. Anyways, but that's another one that's not really for me. The platformer that I'm really excited about, honestly, is just Yooka-Laylee, because I have a good nostalgia to every part of that game. And it looked fine. I like that giant mega corporations are reaching down into indie developers and saying, hey, we'll give you a crap ton of money if we let us publish you, and we'll keep the IP. I mean, we'll give you support, and anyway, it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
So they'll be putting patches of these out. Sorry.
And they showed off this colossal fucking Star Wars sizzle reel.
Like, no gameplay.
And it's just like, I don't really know who's still playing Old Republic or anything like that, but what got me really fucking hyped is that Respawn is working on a Star Wars game, and Amy Hennig is working on a Star Wars game as well, and that was just like, I almost jumped out of my seat with that. It's just like, Amy Hennig's there! Oh my god, yay!
The most excited I saw him all press conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
There were points in this conference where I honestly fell asleep.
You also walked out at a certain point.
Yeah, I walked out. We're not going to talk about that, but Jesus.
Yeah, not
Fucking Amy Hennig and Jade Raymond are working on Star Wars games, and I couldn't be happier. I don't really care that it's EA at this point. This is honestly getting me excited. Although I do wish they'd add some prequel stuff into Battle. And, yeah, I keep getting Battlefield and Battlefront confused. Into Battlefront.
Battlefront Field.
Yeah, Battlefront Field.
That's what it is, Battlefront Field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do wish they had some prequel stuff since fucking Battlefront 2 on Xbox, one of the best things in there was some of the prequel shit. So, you know, they're adding stuff from Force Awakens and probably Rogue One, so I'm honestly looking forward to that. You know. And then finally they showed off Battlefield 1, which you couldn't get me any less excited about that if I tried, so let's take it over to this guy who has legitimate grievances with a game about World War One.
Okay, look, here's the deal, kiddos. World War I is not a fun war. It's not a fast war. There aren't really that many clear-cut villains, which, granted, the Nazis are like the only clear-cut villains in the history of war, debatably, but that's besides the point. World War I was a very slow battle, or just series of battles that had very few winners. You had a lot of slaughter. And what you got, really, were generals that didn't communicate with the troops, who then just ran into entrenched lines. Also, EA better not have a Gallipoli campaign, because if they have a Gallipoli campaign, Australia will boycott it, because Gallipoli is the equivalent of, like, Memorial Day. People have to go on pilgrimages to the beaches of Gallipoli. Like, it is really big for Australia. They basically just ended up on this, like, one rocky ridge and got slaughtered by the Turks, which were not the best soldiers, but they could shoot things that were right in front of them. So, you know, it was a terrible disaster. Absolutely terrible disaster. Very poor planning. Sorry, I won't go into that too much. If they can create a version of the war that takes the setting, perhaps the place names, and just mixes it up a lot and adds totally destructible terrain. Because that was a key thing in World War I, is these battles, they took place over a series of, like, weeks. So the ground would be chalky and mushy and, like, just totally disintegrated, and all the houses would be gone. The town names that people were told that they were going through were just like a barn and some dead cattle and, like, some shredded gates, you know, just, like, total, it's like the moon, basically. The whole place looked like the moon. If they can add completely destructible environments to it, and if you keep noticing how we're looking to the right, it's because Battlefield 1's live stream is happening.
Fucking Richard Sherman and Gavin from Rooster Teeth are playing it.
Which is the greatest thing of all. Anyway, in conclusion, EA's press conference had a bunch of games that are not really the types of games I play. I'm excited about Amy Hennig's work on Star Wars, though we saw very little of it. And I hope that Respawn's third-person Star Wars game does well. And
it was the definition of I'm not mad, just disappointed. And you know what? That's, considering it's EA, that's the best they can do, honestly.
They make a lot of games that are really the kind of games that I enjoy playing.
Yeah. They make a lot of games that I don't buy. That is how they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, if my camera doesn't stop recording mid-conference, we will probably have reactions to Bethesda's conference and maybe a recap afterwards if we're feeling feisty about it. And more people will be here, unlike just the two-man shit that we've been doing at my house for the longest time now.
Which we may or may not upload these all at once and then say absolutely nothing for another 2 years.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
Yeah.